Ew. Perfect. Right on time. Right on time.
Perfect.
Right on time. And it's your girl, Mina Mendoza, little girl, big personality, queen of spice. We are here. I know we're filming on a Wednesday. Usually go live on a Thursday. But we're here. I am consistent. Just saying. I hope everybody, before I go ahead and introduce my guest for the day, I just want to say that I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. I hope everybody has the best size, the best leftovers, and I want y'all to be happy, Life's crazy, have that. Don't just have that meal and eat it fast. Enjoy it. Be grateful, have all the sides. Enjoy that time with your friends and your family, and I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. That's the message from Mina Mendoza to y'all. Yes. All right. A couple other shout outs. We had a couple events happening this whole week. We had one of my besties' birthday. Shout out to Steph. We celebrated her birthday last Saturday. We went out to Hoboken. It was a whole vibe. Shout out to Lucaso. Shout out to Vintage. If you don't know what it is, it's basically his business where he kind of goes from business to business. He's an amazing vendor. And Lucaso just brings all the dope vintage pieces. We literally were like in some spot, I think it was called Fat Taco in Hoboken, but we were celebrating Steph's birthday. We were just walking around. We were like, ate 3 pounds of food. And we were like, yo, we got to just walk. So we walked, and then what happens? We see Lucaso. Like, dead ass, everybody bought a piece. It was dope as shit. So shout out to you. Shout out to Nicole, Elhaj, Penny's girlfriend. Shout out to everybody that was with us. That shit was a dope ass time. Also, shout out to a whole bunch of events that happened. One of the other ones that we had was Ash's, Jacob's 40th birthday. That was pretty cool. Jacob had, it was like a gangsta 1920s birthday party. We had like poker tables and there was like fake guns and stuff. There was like the guy that draws the people in Times Square, those type of people. He was out there. He was just drawing faces and stuff. I came late. I couldn't get my face drawn, but it was cool. It was cool. Next time. I thought that was cool though. Shout out to you, Ash. That's really dope. Shout out to Jacob. Shout out to whoever you got to cater that event. Yo, that potato salad was so effing good. So good. One thing about Mina Mendoza, I love a good potato salad. Yo, what? It was so good. But yeah, it was a dope ass week. I feel like of just lots of gatherings. So I'm very grateful for that. And I feel like it's not gonna end. It's gonna be like back to back to back to back. But yeah, okay. Without further ado, I'm gonna introduce my guest for tonight. Shout out to Chris Park.
Hey everybody.
Hi.
How are you? How's it going? Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Absolutely.
How you feeling, Chris?
Very good. Very good. Can't complain, just happy to be here. Thanks for fitting me in before the holiday, It was man, it was hard to get here with the traffic.
Where are you coming from?
Not that far, but man, it was just very slow moving, Everybody's just worried about, I guess, I don't know. Everybody's just trying to get to the bar tonight,
That is true.
Get away from the family, Like where the hell am I going tonight? So
It's crazy that you mentioned that, Chris. Just so y'all know, anybody who is drinking tonight, I don't know how you like hit a nostalgia nerve in my head. I remember this fact. The day before Thanksgiving Eve.
Mm-hmm.
is the night where people get the most DUIs.
Oh, for sure.
It's factual. Like, it's factual. Like, you would think it would be New Year's or, like, anything like that. No, it is. Or, like, Super Bowl or, like, events like that. Or Cinco de Mayo. Out of all of them, like, the drinking holiday, you know? Not the drinking holiday because it's the Mexican Independence Day.
It's actually my birthday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Didn't know that.
Yep.
Didn't know that. That was organic.
It was just...
But yeah.
Just riffing. You know?
Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Just saying.
I mean, like, it's we're about halfway there.
Halfway there.
Yeah.
But please, everyone, grab your Ubers, grab your Lyfts. It's not worth it. I want y'all to celebrate the Thanksgiving with your friends and family.
I think it's because, like, so many people are just on
Gathering.
their way. It's like everybody's home tonight.
Yeah.
So everybody's just like, all right, I'm home from college. I'm home from whatever. And... well, I don't want to stay here, so...
Imagine they just have that invincibility favor where they're like, I'm not going to jail. Yes, the fuck you are. Like, you drive truck, yes, you
weekend,
are.
Nothing bad can happen.
Yeah,
well,
I'm sleeping at my mom's house. Like,
it's like
what?
any other weekend, you know? So.
Nah. So please be careful.
Yeah.
Please be careful. Oh, shout out to the check-in. Period. Shout out to Nicole. Okay, shout out to Steph. Shout out to that mac and cheese. Yes, that mac and cheese at Fat Taco was delicious. I would eat that by myself. Just saying. All right, Chris, let's get into this bio, though.
Okay.
So, what inspired you to start stand-up over 7 years ago?
Well, it's like, it's funny because I've been staying consistent with it for 7 years, but I've been like dipping my toes in it for a long time. And
Okay.
I mean, I remember the first time I ever knew you could do this as a profession. I remember, I think it was like 8, 9, or 10 years old, and I'm in my house. My mom wasn't home. My dad was doing stuff around the house, and he was playing this special on the TV.
Why is it when mom is not home?
That's when the
Like,
good
why?
stuff's playing on the TV. You know,
Yo,
like
Dad.
mom's not here. You know.
Okay.
And my dad was playing this HBO special of George Carlin called "You're All Diseased." And in my opinion, it's not even just because this is my first special I really saw his. It was just like, in my opinion, it's like one of his best, right? And I remember watching it just like, I didn't think, is this a job? Is this his job? Can he just do this for work? Yeah. And George Carlin was a lot of things, but all I knew him at up until that point was George Carlin. There's an old show called Thomas the Tank Engine, Shining Time Station.
Yeah,
And when
I
I was
saw
a kid,
that show.
Shining Time Station, he was Mr. Conductor. He was Mr.
You're talking
Conductor.
about like the old one, right?
The old one, yeah. Where
Like,
he's the little guy who like
it was
blows
like
the
the
whistle.
with like the actual
But he
animated
also-
thing.
Yeah, with the toy, like the
that's
it was just the
cool.
toy cars and every toy railroad cars and everything, and he was like the little guy, and the kids would be like, Mr. Conductor, what are we gonna do? And he's like, this reminds me of a story of Thomas and when his friends got in trouble. And he'd blow the whistle, and then he would narrate the things too. So up until this point, I'm 9 or 10 years old, that's all I knew about George Carlin at all, was that he was Mr. Conductor. And in that special, he has this whole routine about like how we're paying way too much attention to children in this country. You know, it's kind of a, can I swear on this?
Yeah.
Okay, he goes, I'll never forget the thing, because it just hit me when I was a little kid. He goes, that's all you hear about in this country nowadays. Help the children, save the children. What about the children? You know what I say? Fuck the children.
I'm dead.
You know, and he would go, and remember, this is Mr. Conductor talking. I know what I'm talking about. You know, and I remember sitting there like, as a child, like, wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. But ever since then, I mean, I was obsessed with him growing up. So that's really like, was the, like the moment I was like, I want to do that. That's the kind of thing I want to do. And when I was 18, was when I did my first open mic, and that was a long time ago now. And but
Where did you
it was
perform at?
It was at this bar. I don't even know what it's called now.
Was it in Jersey or New York?
It's in Jersey. It was
Okay.
it was in Clifton, actually. It was at this,
Wow.
what is it? It's off Route 21. I want to say it's a Noches de Colombia, but I might be. Oh no. Cubana. What's the restaurant?
Rumba Cabana?
Yeah, it's a Rumba
Okay.
Cabana in Clifton. But it used to be this like just generic dive bar kind of place, and that was the first mic I ever did. And I remember just doing that, and I was meeting like some people. But you know what? I wouldn't even want to get into the story really, but it's such ancient history. But something happens in this crew of comics I was getting to know, and I just like kind of like it was really it was not great. It was like really like toxic, I guess would be the word to use. And I was just like, is this what comedy's like? I don't want anything to do with this. Turns out it's still like that, but I still love doing stand up. So years later, I started going to this mic in Bloomfield. It was at this bar called Pianos. It's not even there anymore. And I used to go there once a week to the Wednesday night mic. I would do an open mic once a week and think to myself, like, I didn't know anything. You know what I mean? No, I didn't know anything about it. And I just was like, yeah, I'm a comedian. I do comedy once a week at this little dive bar in Bloomfield, New Jersey. Like, who cares, you know? But after a while, I kind of like got busy with work and family stuff. So I ended up eventually really going back at it because a friend of mine, my friend I work with to this day, Bo Blaze, and he got me to work up the nerve to like start going to mics again. Before you know it, him and I started running a mic in Lyndhurst together, and we made it. It was such a big deal at the time. You know, we were setting up backdrops and like recording everybody's set, and we were trying to get comics together to like do content together. You know, the mic went from like 10 to 12 comics showing up to, I remember the height of it, we had like 50 comics on the list for the open mic one night. It's a great story. I'm glad I don't do that every single week because that's a long night of open mic comedy, you know. But then you know, just been you know, pushing along and trying to make this comedy thing work. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, love that. And what we're gonna be doing with the questions, we're gonna be breaking down things.
Okay.
So I would say, trust Mina to bring your story to life. Okay, we're gonna do little bite-sized pieces.
Okay.
All right. So you're wearing the shirt already.
Yeah.
What's the toughest part about running the NJ Comedy Syndicate?
The toughest part is trying to make my I post stories every day on Instagram. And that's really the hardest part day in, day out. And the other hardest part is selling tickets for shows that I put on myself, you know, and getting good attendance out there. That's probably the hardest part.
Okay. What do you do to practice that?
To practice selling tickets?
Yeah.
Just trial by error, you know. I mean, trial by error. This last show we did last November. Oh, well, actually November 1st, so a few weeks ago. Last one we did ended up being the best-selling one we've done.
Nice.
And there's a lot of different factors that went into that. We had a comedian that I had met who was up here last February or March or whatever. Her name was Natty Cam, and she lives in North or South Carolina. And if she sees this, I'm sorry, I always forget which one. I always forget. I don't know why. But she's from the area, so it was cool. She was able to get like a bunch of people who haven't seen her in a while to come by. So she got a bunch of tickets sold, and just doing the work, you know, getting out there, trying to like, you know, meeting people at the restaurant that we do the show at, trying to find every which way. I wrote an article for the local newspaper, and just promoting, you know.
Okay.
And that show was on a Saturday. The Friday night before, we had 12 tickets sold, and then by Saturday 11 o'clock in the morning, we had 26 tickets sold. And then we ended up having to like turn off ticket sales at a point because it was just
That's a
filling
good
up the place.
feeling.
It was a great feeling. So
Kudos to you.
yeah, thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, I had to ask you something. Would you rather perform for 10 people who love you or 200 people who think you're pretty good?
10 people who love me.
Why?
Because you just get more, you know, you appreciate their feedback more. Because, you know, like if I have 10 people who I know, like, well, like they're in it till the end. You know what I mean? Like they're fans. Or
There's the Chris Park fan base.
Yes, the fan base. I would rather that because if I tell a joke that I never told before or whatever, and they just like kind of look at me like I would appreciate it from them more than a crowd of people who would just go,
I get you.
You know, yeah. So
I get you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about?
What is that noise?
That's me.
That's just you.
Yeah.
That's just a noise you make.
Yeah. That's me.
What are you saying? Ew?
Ow.
Ow? Oh, ow.
Ow.
Oh,
Not
ow.
ew.
Oh, ow.
Ow.
Oh, okay.
Get with it, Chris.
All right, sorry. I'm just learning as I go along.
You're on the Mina Mendoza show. We get spicy over here. All right, Chris, what about this? If NJ Comedy Syndicate were a superhero, what would its superpowers be?
Oh, God. Would probably be the power to annoy.
What do you mean?
I don't know. That's a weird question. I wouldn't know how to answer that particularly. I guess it definitely could fly because everybody wants to fly, and I want it to fly. You know,
Okay.
just go off and.
I see the metaphor.
Yeah.
I see the metaphor.
Yeah. We got there.
I see the metaphor. Okay, what's the dumbest joke you ever written that still gets laughs?
Oh, God. I mean, see, my material can be kind of like I have this joke about friends who can be really snobby. And
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, like I have.
Let's say this joke on air.
Okay, all
yeah.
right. Well, I have a friend who's a big movie snob. You know, he's a snob about movies. He's always complaining about remakes and everything.
Okay.
And there's I haven't told this in a bit, so hold on, let me get my thoughts together.
Take a moment. Take a moment.
Yep.
Mark, put the camera on me. Tell me when you're ready.
Okay, so
he's
a movie snob, and he always complaining about remakes and everything like that. Everything's just a remake of everything. And if you go back in history, I always tell him, if you go back in history, everything is a remake of something else. Everything's a retelling of something else. In fact, you could trace every book, movie, story, everything back down to probably like a Greek myth or something, you know? Which that is the worst when you have a friend like that, you know? He's like, this movie's just a retelling of Oedipus. So I always just tell him, why don't you just go fuck your mother then?
Oh my God, terrible.
But that is the smartest joke I've ever written. But it is stupid.
Okay.
It is stupid.
Okay, I'll take it. How about, what's the most ridiculous thing a crowd member has ever said to you after a show?
Oh, after a show? Oh, I was going to say, during a show. That's
okay,
actually...
let's share that.
Yeah, that immediately. I was just taking a break from drinking for a while. I think this was shortly after I got diagnosed, you know, and I was trying to, like, take it easy and everything. Mm-hmm. And I had mentioned on stage at this show that I had, you know, I'm taking a break from drinking right now, and this drunk as fuck guy at the front of the room, this empty, like pretty much empty room, but there was this really drunk guy right in front. He just started screaming at me, man up, start drinking again. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm trying, sir, I'm trying. I didn't know what to, what.
I'm like, sir,
I've never expected that as like,
someone give him a drink.
Taking a little break from drinking. Yeah, you man up and get shit faced. I'm like, okay, well. And, you know, I took his advice, though, eventually. I decided to man up, you know, so, yeah.
Okay, that's crazy. I'd be like, yo, what's wrong with this person? Does he do this all the time?
He was hammered. He was hammered, you know. He wanted me to get on his level.
Let me ask you this, Chris. I guess, what's the best advice you ever gotten in comedy?
Write every day.
Write every day.
Mm-hmm.
So like just random thoughts, jokes, or just writing?
Well, I've been really trying lately too to really push myself more, to write more. And what I've been trying to do, and it's one of those things where they'll tell you you can write for like an hour as a comic, and I would say 95% of it's probably going to be bullshit or just garbage, you know, stuff you can't really use, you know, but you're pushing yourself to find the nugget. You're pushing yourself to find like that's the joke right there. That's the thing, you know? So, I mean, I was talking to somebody who's taken some really intense, like creative writing class, and like, they'll do exercises where they'll give you a topic and then you have like 10 minutes to write as much as you possibly can about this thing. Like as much, cool. Like you don't stop. Like you just this thing, and what else? And then make me think about that. Like you just because you're pushing your brain to really like get to the root of what is actually funny in this story or whatever, or this topic. So
okay, shout out to the check-in. We got Penny, we got Elhaj, and we got Marv that loves air fryers. Not really a fan of air fryers. Okay. They freak me out. All right, let me ask you this. I feel like I've had a couple comedians so far in my show, and I feel like I get a different array of questions when, like, not questions, but answers when I ask, like, what would you say are your top five comedy movies that if you were stuck on an island, these were the only ones you were able to keep?
Top 5 comedy movies. Okay, right off the bat, Wet Hot American Summer.
Okay.
One of the funniest movies ever made.
Okay.
Hands down. Animal House.
Animal House.
Blues Brothers.
Okay.
Ghostbusters.
Okay.
And Dodgeball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a guilty pleasure of mine, Dodgeball,
Yeah.
but I love that movie.
A lot of people like Dodgeball.
It's great. You know what it is? Because a lot of things about that movie, besides it's just the gags are funny, the actors are just great in it. Everybody plays their role so great in it. Their uniforms, right, that they wear, they're like the yellow and red uniforms they wear. They're based off of a movie from the 70s or 80s starring Gene Wilder called The Hoosiers. HOO.
What is that? Is the basketball movie?
Yeah, it was a basketball movie.
I know what you're talking
it's
about.
the same color. It's the same color. It's an homage to them.
I didn't know that.
Because it's like they say the tag to Dodgeball, a true underdog story. Because I can't remember if I've ever actually seen Hoosiers, but yeah, it's like a big underdog movie. Like they weren't supposed to get anywhere and they won, right? Yeah, so that's what those uniforms are dedicated to. So yeah.
One thing I could definitely say, I feel like, of like the comedy community, I guess, is like how supportive they are to like one another.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like, for example, like when I think of comedy, there's so many like communities. So like, I don't know, when I think of like the kings of comedy and how they all relate to each other and how they bring each other up and how many, you know what I mean? Like things were able to branch off of that. I feel like Adam Sandler and his community, you know, how he helped them star in his movies, but they were able to star in their own movies.
Exactly.
Or like, I feel like every kind of era throughout the years had like eras of the comedians. Like, you know, like Adam Sandler had his moment. I feel like John Leguizamo had his moment. I feel like who's like another comedian that brought all his people, like I don't know what community, but like the community that Paul Rudd is in.
Yeah,
like the knocked up people,
like Franco and Seth Rogen and all that.
You know what I'm saying? Like every era had the movies where they all like just started coming out on their own.
At the end of the day, I mean, a lot of these guys are just, you know, they probably all hit open mics together a lot.
Definitely.
They're all just buddies who thought each other really funny.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just, and that's what a lot of it is. And the more you do it, and I've said before a lot to guys, you know, especially when there's like kind of like, cause you know, no, nothing's perfect. You know, there's open mics where like, oh, that guy or that lady
gets catty. It gets catty.
It can be.
This guy stinks.
I always say when this comes up, I'm like, dude, the only thing that unites all of us here is that we like stand up. Besides that, we're all very different. We can all be very different people. Yeah. We didn't go to the same school together. No. We weren't in the same major together. We weren't all playing basketball together and now we're friends. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all just that's the only thing that unites us. So there's going to be that clash of like personality and stuff. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, you know, I mean, one of my best friends, his name's Rob Garrison. He's not really doing stand-up right now. He's like gonna get back into it, but he got his teaching degree and he's a teacher now. He's really happy.
I got great
he's
papers.
Doing his thing.
I got a great paper. Yeah. You know.
And well, he's a music teacher, so he doesn't even have to do that. He's just, you know,
the music teachers were cool.
Yeah.
The
They're
music
cool.
teachers
you know,
were cool.
But he doesn't do anything. But you know, he's also a drama queen. But,
yo, don't get him in trouble. You just said his whole name, yo. He said his whole name. He said he doesn't do his job.
Oh, you should see the stuff him and I say to each other in our DMs.
Oh like, my
God. We'd go to prison. No.
Yeah, chill.
But no, Rob, he's like one of my best friends. He's like one of the funniest guys I know.
Yeah.
And him and I have worked on projects together, and we keep brainstorming on projects together because it's just, you know, you click with a person, especially in this creative scene. You know, you want to be able to. And that's what it is. And any writing book I've ever read, or like any kind of notes from comedians, it's like find your buddy, find your comedy buddy, find the person who like you two click, and
Yeah.
you can brainstorm together, And it's like somebody like you said, like Sandler or somebody like that. Like perfect example was that other group with Paul Rudd and Seth Rogen and all them.
Yeah.
Danny McBride. I mean, they brought Danny McBride along because Danny McBride, I think he's so fucking funny, and they were like he's the best, and he's great, and he is certain. Now look at how his career has been going. He's constantly getting shows on HBO.
Every comedy needs his buddy. I feel like Dave Chappelle's buddy was what's his face? Eddie Murphy's brother.
Oh, Charlie
Murphy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
Yep.
Charlie Murphy and Dave Chappelle together is iconic.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. I will say it on my show every time. The Dave Chappelle show, I feel like
It was groundbreaking, right?
paved ways of how different, because like we had comedy movies, we had SNLs, but like I feel like what he was able to do is tap into the community right now, like what people were into, and he was like, I'm just gonna do shit and I'm gonna make fun of it. He made fun of Making the Band, The Real World. Like he pushed a lot. Like one of the most like infamous skits, the Rick James skits.
Oh yeah,
Rich bitch.
of course,
Like,
of
and the
course.
fact that they knew Rick James, like that whole story. First of all, the fact that Rick James, Charlie Murphy, Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle were all hanging out in a room, that's iconic.
Yeah.
That's iconic. And the fact that Rick James had cowboy boots with dirt on them and was just dirtying them on a couch, that's even more iconic.
Of course.
Yo, what?
Yeah, and it's
Rest
so,
in peace, Charlie Murphy.
Yeah,
by
rest
the
in
way.
peace.
Rest
Yeah,
in
I
peace.
forget sometimes.
Rest
Right?
in peace, Bernie Mac too.
Oh my God,
Legends.
Man, what a shame with Bernie Mac, especially 'cause I don't know if it was two of my actually. It's funny. I want to add another movie to that list of movies on the island. Bad Santa. You remember Bad Santa? I love that movie. That's another guilty pleasure movie of mine. Billy Bob Thornton is just so funny in it.
Yeah.
But two actors in that movie: Bernie Mac, who was very funny in a subtle way, but he was very funny in parts, and another one who we lost, John Ritter. Who John Ritter was so funny. He was so funny in that movie. And he was on such a big upswing, too, in his career because he had just gotten – I was just talking about this with somebody. He had just gotten that role on 10 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughters, right?
Yeah.
He was the dad on that show. And that show was a huge hit. And he was on a big comeback in his career because he hadn't really been doing anything. And then just one day he was on set on the show and he just started going, weird pain in my chest. And next thing you know, he's dead. It was terrible. And what a loss because he was such a great actor. And but him and Bernie Mac in Bad Santa. He was, and John Ritter was so funny in that movie too. So that's definitely another one of mine. So 6 movies I'll bring.
That's okay. We'll put the honorable mention in. All right. So Chris, I gotta ask you. So I guess if someone made a documentary movie about your comedy life, what do you think it would be called?
I would like it to be called I'll see you at the next thing.
I'll see you at the next thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to say that. Like, I've been saying that a lot more at, like, the end of my sets and stuff. And,
Okay.
that's just something I always kind of I started saying to people after a while. Like, I'll see you at the, like, when I see another comedian, like, and we're both leaving, I'll see you at the next thing. Because I'll see him at the next thing. Like, because a lot of stand-up is you see the same guys at every open mic all the time.
Yeah.
So I'll see you at the next thing. And it's probably tomorrow, so.
That gave me vibes. You ever saw what's that movie where the guy has no friends and he has to like find friends for his wedding? It's with Paul Rudd.
I love you, man. Yeah.
Where he's like trying to be cool, and like the guy, he's saying these like oneers, like I don't even know what he's saying. He's like, catch you later, city slicker.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, Joe Bit. I can't even tell you the things he was saying. Like the things that he was saying was very wild. I was just like, Yeah, I was just like, what's wrong with you? You're gonna scare your friend away. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but I could tell like he was trying. He got better. He got better in the movie. But that gave me the vibes as that. It's like, I'll see you in the next one. Like, it's just like, it gave me the vibe one. That shit was cool. That shit was cool. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, it's this little tag that I've been like trying to like make my thing. So you heard it here first.
Period. Okay, see you in the next one. What would you be wearing?
In what?
The cover of the documentary.
What probably something like this. Definitely a flannel shirt, you know.
You should put a picture of you when you were a kid.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was a cute little kid.
Really?
I really was. There's a great picture of me, two great pictures of me when I was a little kid. One of me, like we were pumpkin or apple picking or something, and I'm sitting on a pumpkin, and I'm like 4, and I'm wearing like this pink shirt, and I had like this fucking.
I'm dead.
And I had like this, you know, really, really bleach blonde hair, and I'm just sitting there, just like looking like all weird and everything.
I don't even want to be here.
And the other one is my uncle dressed as Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
He showed up at my birthday. I think that was the same age, actually, probably like 4 or 5. It was themed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and my uncle rented a Raphael costume. He started at the other end of my block holding a pizza, and he walked down to my house, and I'm standing there, and I think Raphael's at my house like for my party. I had no idea until like a few years later.
Hey,
nobody
Ma.
like said that was my uncle. It's like, didn't you notice your uncle wasn't there? I'm like, no, because Raphael was at my party.
I'm crying right now. So we got VIP. We got VIP. VIP came to my
I
house.
don't care about my uncle right now.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, and there's a great picture of him just holding me, like, and I'm like ecstatic, you know.
All right, let me ask you this. Do you get more nervous meeting someone you like or stepping on stage?
Oh, meeting someone I like, for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Why I guess like man, woman, person. Like I always wondered about that, you know, like.
Well, because eventually, you know, if they don't reject me, maybe the next crowd will, you know, or won't, you know what I mean? Like, if the crowd like doesn't like me, I'll be like, all right, well, bye guys, and I can get out of there. I guess, like, especially if you really like someone and you're like approaching them like, hi, and they're like, ew, no.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
I feel you. Okay.
Well, that sucks.
What is the weirdest date you ever been on?
Weirdest date? I think it was like a couple years ago. I went on a date with this girl, and we went to go see Avatar 2.
Okay.
And like she was being really weird about about talking to me or whatever. She was on the phone with her parents, and then she hung up right away. She's like, I don't want my parents to know you're here, because then they'll like ask you a million questions on Instagram and stuff. I'm like, I was just here to see a movie. I don't know what the problem is. And then the whole movie we're sitting there trying to understand what the hell's happening in Avatar 2. And the whole time she's just like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know. And then we left, and then I walked her to her car. She kissed me and then took off, and then I like never saw her again.
What the hell?
I know. So it was weird. That movie wasn't good. No. Avatar 2.
I don't think I saw Avatar 2.
The Ways of Water. I joked on Facebook after I saw it. I said, stay tuned for his next movie, Avatar, The Smell of Shit.
That's terrible.
Because it was not good. And there's another movie coming out that I'm sure it's going to be great and everyone's going to love it. Sorry.
I think it's more for the visuals.
Yeah, it definitely is, you know? But I mean, is that even interesting anymore?
Yeah.
Is it that big of a deal anymore?
Yeah.
Like, oh, wow, look at all the CGI. Like, yeah, as opposed to what? All the other movies with a lot of CGI? Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm not looking forward to Avatar 3. That's all I'm saying. That's where I was trying to get to with this.
Are you big on movies?
Yeah. Big movie buff kind of guy. I've been described as a cinephile, and I'm
so
like,
you're the movie snob?
I kind of
You
am.
are the
That
movie
joke's about
snob.
me a little
It's
bit.
about yourself.
Joke's a little bit about me. Yeah,
He's the movie snob.
Well, I went to school. Look,
Guys.
I went to school for media production at William Patterson.
Yeah.
And so I took a lot of film classes. So I'm just used to being around very snobby film people. So I know it's rubbed off on me. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess movies that I've seen now is, especially, I don't know why I have gotten into this weird side of TikTok. Are you on TikTok?
A little bit, yeah. I have a TikTok account. I'm not very good at maintaining
That's
my
okay.
own social media, but yeah.
TikTok, I feel like, has become the search, and it's become the new YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I feel like with TikTok, I don't know what side of it one night, but there was like I saw like one random movie clip, and they put these movies on TikTok where they like cut them into segments, and you're able to watch a whole movie.
Yeah.
Just in segments.
Yeah.
And like, and the way they do it is very strategically. Like, they basically like they put the movie, and they give you a little teaser, right? And they're like, it's hard not to click on the profile and watch the whole movie. But what I notice is that a lot of these movies that they put on TikTok, and I don't know if these are newer movies, they're like so anxiety driven.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I saw one where like the girl woke up and she did not know why she was there, but she was like it was like a room that was curved like this, and she was on a curve. And like every time she moved, she doesn't know where she's falling into, but she's about to fall in the curve. And I'm like, God, I don't want to wake up like that. Imagine you wake up and you're just there on the side of a wall that's curved, and you're just hanging there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, one like that. There was another one that I saw that it was like levels of rooms, and depending on what level you were on, depending on the amount of food you got. So you want to be at the top of the foods because you get the first food, compared to the bottom where you basically get scraps.
Yeah.
So it was like crazy shit like that.
Hey,
I'm
man.
like, I feel like these movies are very like, I don't feel like there's a lot of death now.
A lot of death.
Death.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of death in movies now. But like
yeah.
death, DEPTH. Yeah. I just feel like when I see these movies, I was like, dang, it's like everything's about anxiety.
Yeah. Well, everybody's so anxious. It's so I guess relatable. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just like, look, I remember, and again, this is the movie snob in me coming out from that joke. I remember this recording of David Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is a great interviewer. He just and he's like, I'm David Lynch, and you can never experience a movie sitting around on your phone the same way you experience it in a movie theater. Try as you might, you never be able to experience it the same way. And then he starts going, I can't believe these kids watching movies on their fucking phones. And it's unfucking. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah.
It's just. So I feel like I come off that way. Like just on your phone. But
Yeah.
I do get it because there's some movies that just. But most movies, I mean, there's a great. Like, I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, and I think that the trilogy that they made in the early 2000s is just spectacular, right? There's a great scene, and people complain about those movies, especially if you're a diehard fan of the books. Like, they cut parts out of the book out, and they changed things here, and they didn't do it. It's not a direct.
Listen, we have a budget. Like, we can't
only
pick
have,
everything.
And those movies, like each movie's like 3.5 hours long. Like, we can only put so much in.
That's true.
But I'll trade all of the stuff that they cut out for this one great scene in the third movie where
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. If you haven't seen Lord of the Rings, sorry. Where this nation of people called the Rohirrim, people of Rohan. They're horsemen. They're horsemen. They're horse riders, right? They show up to the battle just in the nick of time with like a massive army of horse riders, and the king gives this big glorious like charge forward and everything. And you're watching this on this gigantic screen of like 20,000 of these horse riders charging into the bad guys on this big field, and it's a really great thing. And David Lynch is right. Watching that on your little phone is just not the same. It's not the same as that big screen experience,
That's true.
That's why.
I think they gotta make movies more affordable then.
Oh, I completely agree with you. You said, what's his name? Quentin Tarantino said that so many times. He says that in interviews. The movies used to be the poor man's opera. Like it used to be a way for, no matter how much money you had in your bank account, you could always afford a movie ticket. Used to be the cheapest thing to do.
Yeah.
And now it's like, Jesus Christ, especially if you're a parent with kids and your wife, or
If you have a family of 4 and you go to the movies, and this is just for regular basic viewing, if you want IMAX, those add-ons.
Take out another mortgage, it's crazy. And
you're seeing I think like $1.50, $1.50 each movie trip, and that's ridiculous. That's crazy.
On top of
and then if you hate the movie, that's even worse.
Yeah. And why people would risk it, because so many movies that come out now, it's like it seems like a lot of it's just the same generic slop over and over again. You know, and hey, I was guilty of it, especially when when Marvel Studios started doing like Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk, like they really started making all these comic book movies. The nerd in me at the time, I was like, oh, this is awesome, about finally, yeah. And now I'm like, I don't care anymore. It's completely, because that's all it is now.
I like the Avengers, though, the Infinity War. Those 1 and 2, I feel like no matter what.
Of course.
I've never seen any Avenger movie. None of them. I've only seen that one, the Endgame and Endgame Part 2.
Yeah.
That's it. I feel like that's all I needed to see. But it was amazing.
They're
I feel like I could
incredible.
fall asleep to those movies. They're very like I think it's cool that they got everybody in one room together.
Yeah. But I think that was the problem with that is like that was the peak.
Yeah.
That was where like
they could have made Incredible Hulk a little bit better in the first one, though. I feel like they made him look like a loser
in the first movie.
In the Endgame,
the first Avengers movie.
Remember, he couldn't get mad. Like, he would get mad, and like nothing will happen. Second one, he came through a little bit, but I'm like, damn, why they do him dirty like that?
Hey, who knows? It was a writer's decision or an executive decision or whatever. You know.
So I want to ask you this then. What do you feel like? Because I feel like comedy, you talked about your 5 favorite movies if you were on an island, right? And you talked about seeing that comedy show as a kid with your dad, right? What do you feel like growing up as a child? Like, what was your favorite cartoons?
My favorite cartoons as a kid? Oh, God.
I feel like that was impactful because
how much longer does this go?
We're good.
No, I'm saying we can talk for the next 5 hours.
If you talk too much, I'll cut you off. But like, what were your top cartoons growing up as a kid?
Oh, God. Well, as a little kid, right off the bat, I was lucky because Nickelodeon had really just taken off when I was a little kid. So I was watching Rocko's Modern Life, Ren and Stimpy, Doug, like all the Nickelodeon shows. I didn't really watch Cartoon Network when I was a little kid. We didn't have it, I don't think. We had Nickelodeon. We didn't have Cartoon Network.
I had Cartoon Network, but I watched a little bit of Cartoon Network, but I was definitely a Nickelodeon kid.
And also too, though, like just my growing up, my dad had different sensibilities, and he would sit down with me and we'd watch Beavis and Butthead together. Like, and this is like when it just first started coming out. Like they had to get rid of Beavis used to have this thing where he used to like to go like fire, like he loved fire, right? They ended up having to they got in trouble. They had to stop him doing that. They took those episodes down.
Yeah, because I think kids started lighting shit
on fire. Yeah. So so I was watching Beavis and Butthead with my dad, and I'll never forget one day I'm sitting there watching it with him, and it's just they're doing something, they're just doing something stupid, and they're just like, and I remember looking at my dad like, Dad, why are they always laughing like that? Like, why are they always doing that? I'm like 4 or whatever, and my dad just looks at me and goes, "'Cause they're stupid." I go, "Oh,
I mean, they were not the smartest.
They're just stupid." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, they definitely weren't the smartest.
But I always found a way to watch like the crazier the animation. I loved watching when I was a kid. MTV was making a lot of animated stuff way back in the day. MTV had a lot of stuff. Beavis and Butthead, first of all, and they had this other series called Aeon Flux.
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, it's this crazy like super future. Aeon Flux is like this secret agent in the future, and like it's all these like little episodes. Most of them she didn't talk. It was just like this thing where she was trying to like get her hands on something or whatever. But like the weird thing about it is like the early episodes she would always like end up dying at the end, but then the next episode she's back, but she's doing like a thing.
That's funny.
But then you find out she was a clone, and she's constantly being. It was such a weird cartoon, but it was like anime style. I forgot the guy's name who created it, but very distinct, like stylized cartoons. So, And there was a lot of things. They used to have a show called Liquid Television, which was just it was a show where it was just a series of like animated shorts, like different artists like created.
Yeah.
In fact, Beavis and Butthead started on Liquid Television as like these little like 5-minute little, and that's what it was. It was.
Well, I know Daria started on Beavis and Butthead.
Daria
was a character on Beavis and Butthead. And they're like, hey, we like that girl.
Yeah,
Can we go bring that girl with the glasses?
Yeah. Like diarrhea.
Yo, they would make fun of her.
You know?
Yo, that family was crazy. I used to watch that show.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, Daria was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, she always had like the overly positive father and the mom that was busy, the popular sister.
It's crazy too how things last, you know, too. Because I remember I forgot what year it was, but I remember still being a relatively little kid and watching the premiere episode of SpongeBob SquarePants.
Me too.
The premiere of,
SpongeBob was awesome.
Yeah, it was the one where he first got the job at the Krabby Patty.
That's sick.
And it's still going stronger than ever, you know?
Patrick was amazing.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That guy who does Patrick's voice was actually on a show called Coach. Yeah, and he's like he's big, tall. You can look at him, you're like, yeah, he looks like he sounds like Patrick.
Who is the voice that does Archer?
Oh God, H. John Benjamin.
Who does he play else?
He plays. You ever watch Home Movies on Adult Swim?
Yes.
He was Coach McGurk.
Yes.
He also plays Bob.
I used to watch home movies.
Yeah.
But he plays the Bob and Bob's
Burgers.
And that's why I can't watch Archer.
Yeah.
Because I hear Bob. And I cannot take that character serious. No, I'm serious. Because I've watched Bob Burgers first. So to hear that voice on the Archer dude, I'm like, nah, dog, that's the cook. That's the cook. Like, it doesn't, but that's crazy. I didn't know he was the coach in Home Movies. Home Movies was dope. Shout out to Home Movies.
No, Home Movies is great.
Yeah.
Is there a way to take a quick break? Or
we're live.
We're live right now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We have 10 minutes to go, though.
Okay.
We're almost there.
Right, cool,
We're almost there.
Cool.
Shout out to Chris Jokes. He's like, I need that shirt. Also, Hank Hill.
we got some of them left. I got to order more for sure.
So really quick, with the Comedy Syndicate, you have a show coming up.
Yeah, we do. December 20th and in Nutley, New Jersey at a restaurant called Meal.
Meal?
Yeah, Meal. It's an acronym for Meet, Eat, and Lounge.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Okay, who is performing in that show?
We have, for our headliner, we have John Kirshner, who's a regular from, he's a comic out of Staten Island. He's been doing stand-up since 2008 or 7. He's been all over the place. He's great. He's opened up, I know, for Jim Florentine and things like that. So he's really great. He's a solid comic for our headliner. We have Alana J, who I know records. She records podcasts here too, right? Alana J's on it. We have Aaron Wahlberg, who is the part of the duo that runs Hell Yeah Comedy in North Bergen, New Jersey. Okay. And we have a few others on the show. We have No Filter Paul, who was on Opie and Anthony back in the day, and he's a regular comic now.
Opie and Anthony, where is that from?
It was a radio show.
92.3?
Yeah.
I remember that, because that's not on no more, right?
No, that's long gone, yeah.
Holy shit.
For sure.
I haven't thought about that in so long. I mean, it's up to you, my friend. What we could do is we could transition real quick.
I have to use the
yeah.
restroom real quick.
Yeah, you're okay. Marv, if we could transition real quick.
Right.
Okay. All right, guys, we back. All right, so continuing.
Hey, sorry about that.
It's all good. You're human.
Yep.
All right, so to continue on with the show, I guess like speaking on it in like a relationship term, do you think comedic compatible vibes should that matter in a relationship?
Yeah, definitely.
Would you date someone that you can't make laugh?
No, I don't think that's possible.
Okay.
I don't think that's possible. I think
Yeah.
laughter is just that's the way. You know, why would you want to be with somebody who like just you know,
Like, why are you with
everything
me?
you say? Yeah, like why are you with me? Like I remember I was at this I was seeing this girl for a while and she was like what I would consider way out of my league. You know what I mean? I was very lucky with that for a while. She was great. It didn't work out, but it was fun while it lasted. But I'll never forget, like on our second date, I brought her to this club, and we're just sitting around, we're talking, and a friend of mine was the DJ, and he just happened to be like, I gravitated to sit right near him, right? And we're just talking, and she's laughing and whatever, and blah blah blah. Next thing you know, after like a couple drinks, we're just like laughing and everything, and you know, we start kissing and just like all this stuff. And I was like, "This is wow! I didn't expect this, right?" And she's like, "Oh, I gotta use the bathroom real quick." She leaves, and my friend looks at me and goes, "Hey, man, she's you know, she was cute." And I just like, how the hell? I'm like, I have no idea how this is happening.
It's
you know,
happening.
like, and he just said, "Man, he's like, oh, you're funny, dude.
Yeah.
She's been laughing the whole time you've been sitting there, you know, and
Aw.
that's what it takes." So
That part.
you know, yeah, that was a while ago too. It's
Okay.
but you know, no, it's I think that's so important. That's so important. Yeah.
I guess. What's
Maybe not in marriage later on. You know what I mean? Because then you get tired of each other's jokes and everything.
Would you be able to date another comedian?
No.
Why?
No, I think that's a good rule to have.
Why?
Because first of all, like we're all in this to make it our profession. Hopefully, you know what I mean. You don't want to, unless like you're in it for the long haul, and it's really like, no, we're into this. Like, yes, but like just casually dating a comic, nah, I don't think it would be a good idea. No, nah, I wouldn't do it.
I've never asked, out of all the guests that I've had that were comedian, I never asked that question. I just thought of that now. I was like, would you date another comedian?
It was just my overbearing charisma that made you think
no,
about it. I know.
Hard boundary. No. Period. Okay. So let me ask you this, Chris. If comedians had trading cards, what would your special move be?
Trading card would be the Irish goodbye. It would be called the Irish goodbye.
I am dead.
Because I just like to leave. Like, I'm done.
Are you guilty of that?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah,
not. They're like, where did
yeah.
Chris go?
Yeah. No one's asking that.
I
That's
am
fine.
dead.
No one cares.
He went to the bathroom, never came back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just
I'm
left. That was me.
dead.
That was my goodbye. Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Chris, because you mentioned you do your open mics. You're also running shows.
Mm-hmm.
How do you balance being a comedian but also a promoter?
It's tough, you know. In fact, the show that we got on December 20th in Nutley. At
Everybody
Neil,
go buy those tickets. Where can you buy the tickets at, by the way?
they're through Eventbrite.
Eventbrite.
Yep,
Okay.
Yep.
Period.
Just NJ Comedy Syndicate on Eventbrite. You'll find them. Actually, for this show, I forgot to mention before, our host for this show, Arnold Peter, who you had on here recently.
Let's go.
Last time I hosted the show, but I was also producing it and doing a lot of the legwork myself, setting the show up. So by the time I got on stage to like host the show, I'm like, my brain's kind of frazzled, you know, because I'm just tired. And
Yeah, because you were doing everything.
Yeah, so I decided like for this show, I want to focus on producing it and just like getting it up. I'll do like a little spot on the show just to give myself some time, but yeah, Arnold for sure. I have Arnold Peter. He's been so helpful. He was super helpful with that last show. He's been giving me such great advice. You know,
Arnold's dope.
Yeah,
Shout out to Arnold. Shout out to Arnold Peter.
Shout out to Arnold Peter. You know,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. He's in either South or North Carolina right now too. I can't remember.
Shit.
I can't keep them straight. I can't
Okay.
remember which one people
I know
are
he
in.
was performing. He was telling me about the shows he does here in Garfield.
Oh,
Oak,
at 82 Oak. Yeah,
82
yeah,
Oak.
yeah,
I still
yeah.
have to check out that spot.
Oh yeah, it's a
I've
great bar.
Yeah?
Yeah, in fact, it's not happening this week because it's tomorrow.
Yeah,
So
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. The place is
Okay.
closed. So
I definitely got to check it out, though,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah. It's great. It's a really great. My friend Jonathan Justin, shout out to him. He runs that mic, and it's a great place. Yeah, and I think producing and running and doing your comedy, it's a fine line because you want to be able to have like yourself pulled together because it's a lot. It's easy to be like, oh, all you're doing is just like making sure that there's people there. Yeah, well, I'm the one spending the whole month like frantically like, oh man, I hope people come to my show. I hope people buying tickets because I want to be able to pay everybody and everybody gets something out of it and have an audience. You don't want to do a show for nobody.
Yeah.
So it's a fine line that you have to cross. I think that's better especially if you're producing something and you want it to go so well. Sometimes you have to take the step back and be like, okay, I can't be the host and doing raffle tickets and selling tickets and checking people at the door and taping down electrical tape and like all that kind of stuff that you got to do. So
like if you're gonna host, it's like you're gonna host,
Yeah,
and then keeping the schedule tight.
yeah. But what would be, I guess, called like indie comedy, where we're just kind of doing it like by the seat of our pants,
He's like, I built this building that the event is in.
Yeah, and you gotta know when to be like, all right, I can't do everything.
Yeah.
You can't do everything,
Okay. So I guess what is the future for Comedy Syndicate?
Hopefully, the more, the bigger it gets. Right now, it's just like a daily newsletter on Instagram stories where I just share what's going on in New Jersey every day, whether it be an open mic or a comedy show.
Love that.
And I promote my stuff through there too. And just it's like my friend and I, Bo Blaze, we came up with the NJ Comedy Syndicate a while ago. It was just a cool symbol. That is a cool icon. He came up with the logo.
Nice.
And he created it himself. And we're just we had a few ideas with it. It was something we came up with, and we had a few things we were trying to do. And then COVID happened, and then he's not really involved.
Because a lot of stuff happened, but it did change a lot of things.
Yeah, and he's just not into running shows and stuff anymore. But this is all I like to do at this point. So I basically told him like, oh, I'm just gonna take it and run with it. So I've been building my Instagram with it and just trying to promote Jersey comedy because there isn't a day of the week that there's not something going on in New Jersey. So yeah, and there's a great vibrant scene here that has a lot of really funny people.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm learning that. I'm learning that a lot. So my friend, just because we have a minute left for the show here, 2 minutes, I want you to go ahead and definitely plug in your Instagram handles because you have a couple Instagram pages. So like people who do inspire to be a comedian or I guess want to know more about open mics, especially if you're putting places that are doing that.
Yeah.
What do these Instagram handles look like so that people can know?
Well, for the syndicate, it's easy. It's at NJ Comedy Syndicate. It's on Instagram. The stories every day, I try to post open mics and shows that are going on that day, the day of, and I try to promote like future stuff and upcoming events or whatever. My own personal one is at Chris Park Comedy on Instagram. It's just my own quirky, weird stuff, just for myself. And right now I currently run 2 weekly open mics.
Yeah.
I run the City Lounge every Wednesday night in
Nice.
Lyndhurst, New Jersey. And I had just started running the open mic Monday nights at Dingo's Den in Clifton.
Hey.
Yeah, Dingo's.
Okay.
Dingo's
Good for
is
you.
Dingo's is my
Shout out to Dingo's.
hell yeah. I love that. Shout out to Freddie Dingo and Anthony at City Lounge. Shout out to him. And like I said, we have our show on the 20th at Meal. Shout out to Mark, the owner, who's been so good to us, and he really wants to see it flourish. So he's been very helpful with that. And yeah, that's about it right now.
Okay,
Yep.
good vibes. All right, Chris, I think you've been an amazing guest today.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you for coming.
Appreciate it.
Definitely welcome back on the show. I wish you so much positivity and vibes, especially for your upcoming show. I know it's going to be amazing.
I know so too.
I hope you have a great Thanksgiving.
Oh, you too. Happy Thanksgiving.
That
everybody.
part. So, my friends, this comes to the end of my show. I hope everybody enjoys their gobble gobble day. I hope everybody does not drink and drive. Please be safe. And yeah, that's pretty much, all we got here. It's your girl Mina Mendoza, little girl, big personality, queen of spice. Ew.